Hi guys, it's Kiyako here, back with another speed build. Today we're building the apartment of a young couple. This was requested by Paradise Plum Bobs. Thank you so much for this request. Basically you talked about, being a red-haired foreigner living in South Korea with your boyfriend. You requested a build kind of, inspired by your own personal story. And you guys sound like such a cute couple, so I thought it'd be, really fun to make a little build inspired by that. Obviously, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you look like. So this isn't supposed to be you, but it's just, again, inspired by your situation right now, and I really like how this apartment turns out, so I really hope that you do too. Anyways, right now we are building that young couple. So I must admit that right now while I'm staring at them, I'm kind of forgetting their names. Ooh, what did I name them? Oh, okay. So this young handsome man's name is Dae-sung Kim. He is a romantic, he's creative and outgoing, and this is his girlfriend. Her name is Anne. I named her Anne because Paradise Plum Bobs requested a red-haired girlfriend, and whenever I think of red-haired people, I just think of Anne of Green Gables for some reason. And I remember someone was talking about the show Anne with an E on the Discord the other day. I think that was Midori who was talking about that show, and I haven't checked that show out yet, but I probably will, just because I'm a fan of the original Anne of Green Gables. But besides the point, I'm getting off track. This character was named Anne in honor of that red-haired character. I absolutely love her hair here. It's actually more of like a dark brownish kind of red, but I still think it's like red enough to be red, because I don't really like the red hair that EA gives us, because it's like super intensely like hot red and it doesn't look super natural. I wish they gave us more like a strawberry blonde kind of red, but it's fine, whatever. This red is fine too. She looks totally cute in it, and I really like this dress on her as well. She's also very creative, cheerful, and she is a good person. So let's get right into their apartment. So again, Paradise Plum Bobs, I do not know what your personal aesthetic is or what your style is. This is not, for you specifically. This is just inspired by your situation. So if you hate this aesthetic, I'm sorry. But basically what I was trying to go for here is a very modern, colorful apartment that's very like space efficient. And you can see right away the first thing that I put in here was a lofted bed. Because again, I'm trying to be super space efficient here, because these apartments are super, super small, and having like one person live in here is pretty cramped already, so having two people live in here would probably be like rough. Probably be pretty rough. So I gave these characters a lofted bed so they would have some space underneath that could be used for like a little office space we're gonna set up. And I really like how this apartment turns out. I feel like it's like the color palette's really interesting. It's definitely got like a lot of modern touches, but not like so like cold and modern, more like warm and fun kind of modern. I love this couch. Like I haven't used this couch yet, which like is very surprising to me considering how much I love it. But this couch is absolutely amazing. Like, look at it. Like, custom content creators, every day, they impress me, and they kind of scare me a little bit because of how talented they are. But anyways, so we actually managed to fit in, like, quite a lot here, because, I don't know, I guess I really was, like, super space efficient. I'm kind of proud of that. But we have, like, a whole living room set up over here with a TV. And instead of a TV console, I use, like, a dresser so that, you can have extra storage there as well. And then we're gonna put some little sculptures on here. I'm not quite sure, like, what this specific couple does, like now I'm thinking about their characterizations. They're both very like the traits that I gave them. They're both like creative, like fun, outgoing, like good people. So I was thinking maybe they could do something like in possibly like charity work or in the arts or something like that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of Anne and Dae-sung, what they would be doing. But yeah, anyway, so we're gonna, what are we doing here? Oh, just more little, I spent a lot of time decorating this dresser, just trying to get it right. There's actually quite a lot of details in this particular build, which is interesting, because sometimes like these shoebox apartments take me not that long, and sometimes they take me a very long time. And I guess it just depends on like my goals for the build, and like how much like little details I'm putting in. And this one kind of quite a lot. But, I'm really happy with how it turned out. Anyways, so we are putting in, like, a little side table over here. You will notice, like, I did say that, like, we fit in a lot in here, but that kind of goes hand in hand with it being a little bit cramped in here. But, it's kind of unavoidable when you got two people in this tiny little shoebox. But like I said, under the bed, we have our little office space set up. And I actually really like how this kind of works, because it kind of feels like the office space is its own separate little room because it's under the bed, I think you would be able to stand up fully under this. I'm not quite sure how tall it's supposed to be, but I think like it could function as like a little room itself. But obviously I'm just putting in little details here and there. You know what's so funny is like I realized like this particular apartment is like super you know, modern and has like a lot of modern tech and modern touches. And then I did the detective's apartment the other day, and I think I talked about this in that video, but that detective had like no modern tech. He actually had like super old tech. And I'm not like trying to imply that they live in different eras or anything like that. I don't know. I just, depending on like my design goals for like whatever apartment I'm doing, like it changes like what technology I use. So it's not like supposed to be like particularly meaningful, like, oh, the detective's living in the past. It's more just like I really liked that like aesthetic of technology. And I think that the modern tech here works really well, because I don't always like modern tech, but like in this particular build I do, because I think it really complements the rest of the aesthetic. But anyways, underneath the bed in the little office space, we also have that little bookshelf area, so you got some storage there. And then I'm gonna go in and decorate this little area above the bookshelf. I think I end up putting in a shelf, actually, maybe, I'm not quite sure. So you could get some extra storage on there as well. You can probably tell I was very, very storage oriented, which in real life you would definitely have to be if you were living here. But anyways, we're gonna put in this little shelf. I think it took me a second to figure out what shelf I liked. I don't know why I was so picky about my shelf, but for some reason it took me a very long time. I ended up going with this shelf because it just like matched my wood tone. And I don't really remember what I decorated with. I think I just like put on, let's see, like a light, I guess, maybe? I'm not quite sure. Oh yeah, one of those little like round lights is really cute. We're gonna put on, let's see, like I honestly don't remember what I decorate this shelf with. I guess just like little details, little like sculptural pieces, some books, a little tray of books, some jars. I don't know why you would have like glass jars there, but you know, it looks cute. It goes with my color palette, so whatever, it's fine. And then we're gonna put in a box. I don't know. Just stuff you would have around, I guess. I thought about putting a blanket up there, but I ended up just putting like a folded one instead of like a full-on duvet. And then over here, we're gonna put on a little curtain. I think we end up going with, yeah, these like more modern like blinds rather than like the full-on, you know, floor-length curtains. I thought that this worked better. And then we're gonna stick in a little closet over here so that you have some wardrobe space. It's a very small closet, again, for two people. It would probably be very, very tight, but you know, that's just the nature of living in a shoebox apartment. We're gonna fit in a little chair over here just so that you have a place to lounge. I thought about putting it here in the living room, but like I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it, so I ended up putting it over on the left side of the room instead. I actually really like this chair. I feel like it looks super cool and very comfy, and this would definitely work as like a very cozy little reading nook. And then we're gonna put in, let's see, what do we put? We put something on the wall, I think, like a little painting, I guess. Yeah, you know, just to fill in, you know, the white spaces on the wall. I actually like put a framed photo inside of another frame. I don't know why, I just thought like the double framing looked cool. And then over here, we're just gonna have like a little corner with a mirror and like some like hanging clothes. So just like extra, more storage space. And then we're gonna put a little clock on the wall. What else do we put here? Oh, I guess like a little poof seating thing. And then let's see, another little poof? Okay. Many poofs in this apartment. And then we're gonna put in a little coffee table. Like the coffee table is probably like optional if you were actually living here, just because it is kind of cramped, but I just put it here because I have the space, so whatever. In the kitchen now, we're gonna decorate this pretty lightly, I believe. I don't quite remember how much I decorate this. Oh no, I decorated. You can kind of see my color palette, you know, carried throughout. It's very like blue, red, orange. We got, you know, a lot of white in here too. In my other apartments, I've also incorporated a lot of black, but in this one I kind of stayed away from black a little bit. I want it to be much more like bright. And I actually really like how this color palette turns out. I think this is such a beautiful build. And then we have this little dining table against the back of the couch. I was actually so surprised how much I was able to fit in here. But I guess I just like really thought out my space well, so I'm happy about that. I don't know why the table's set. I guess they're super ready to sit down and eat some dinner. But you know, sometimes I just like setting my tables just because it makes them look very fancy and nice. We are almost about done with this build. We're just wrapping up in the kitchen here. I think do I end up putting in a shelf? I think I do. I think there's gonna be like a whole shelf thing I'm gonna do in a sec. But very quickly I'm gonna put in some stuff on the walls. What do we do? Yes, this is the shelf. I really like this shelf. It just reminds me of an IKEA shelf so much for some reason. It's probably inspired by an IKEA shelf in real life. But I liked fitting it against this corner here, and like the fact that the shelf is open, I feel like I'm not gonna explain this well, but to me it just makes, like, you have the extra storage, but you also kind of have, like, it doesn't feel too crowded, if that makes sense. I don't know, that's just what I was thinking. And then we're just gonna put some little details here and there. They have a rice cooker, they have, you know, a box of stuff, you know, just like storage stuff, things you would need for the kitchen. And then back over here, we just hang on some pots on the wall. And now really, really, really quickly, we're gonna do the bathroom. I don't spend a lot of time in here. You guys know I'm not crazy about decorating bathrooms, so I just kind of threw in the basics and called it a day. Anyways, that is today's build. I hope you guys really enjoy this. Thank you so much to Paradise Plum Bobs for this request. I had a lot of fun, and I'm really happy with how this aesthetic turned out. And yeah, so let me know what you think of it. Let me know if you guys have any more suggestions for the last 2 remaining apartments in my Tanaka Apartments build. I know I have like an idea for one of them, but if you guys have any other ideas, let me know. And you know, outside of this little Tanaka Apartments mini-series, you know, any challenges, any, you know, aesthetic requests or anything at all, just let me know. And just like a mini, not really an announcement, but just like a mini thing. I'm super excited, you guys, for October. This is like a little bit of a spoiler, but October is gonna be a really, really fun month for Kiarko, and I hope you guys stay tuned. Anyways, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.